Taylor Swift files trademarks, NBA and NFL draft shockers, Oprah's huge deal with Amazon, Mother's Day spending, and Olympics. Welcome to the Iconic Edit, your weekly briefing on what's happening across sports, media, and culture. Good morning, Kira.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Let's get right into it.
My first edit is in media. WPP is bleeding out. And for those of you that have no idea what that is, you need to know it's the world's largest advertising and marketing agency. Now, they are having a massive decline as reported in their Q1 revenue by 6.7%. There is a lot of volatility. We kind of mentioned this a couple episodes back due to tariff uncertainty. So a lot of brands are, shifting around budgets, maybe a little bit more conservative. At the same time, rivals like Publicis and newly merged Omnicom and IPG are racing ahead. So what, right? First of all, Omnicom is planning a $900 million cost reduction synergy in 2026 alone, and just launched a 10-agent AI marketing toolkit for small and medium brands. The agency model, as we've known it for 30 years, is being dismantled right before our very eyes. And what's at the heart of it? AI.
Could have put money on that, huh?
Yep, absolutely. My next edit is in sports. The NBA playoffs are pure chaos, all right? So San Antonio Spurs against the Portland Trailblazers absolutely made history on Tuesday because they were behind 15 points by halftime and came back to win it. So this is exciting for everybody out there, not just watching, but what this is really showing us is the drama is worth it for brands to be investing. This is what they're paying for, people.
My first edit today is in sports. So JPMorgan Chase signed a global Olympic top sponsorship and signed on as an LA28 founding partner. Now, this is really big, right? Because this is a really buttoned up financial firm, and they're really taking advantage of the world's biggest sports stage to market itself as a modern human-centric partner rather than, just a vault. So this is a really fun move to watch because we're seeing, again, real value and investment in where we know all the best attention is, which is in live sports. You just can't beat it.
This, to me, is just really reinforcing everything we've been saying. This is exhibit A of what we've been saying for JPMorgan to come in here and really just invest, like you're saying, in this way is so different than what we've seen in the past. And it's just exciting to watch. This, to me, is a big trend and a big indicator that brands, if they are not already stepping into this investment play in terms of sports and in real life kind of activations, they're missing the plot.
100%. If you want to grab people's attention, for certain, the only place to really do that is live events. It's one of the few broadcasted things that you can really count on. And I love to see that brands are kind of knocking down, I guess, their, so to speak, egos and saying, like, what kind of cultural events can we be a part of? So my next edit is in culture. So Mother's Day spending is projected to hit a record $38 billion in 2026, which is up from $34.1 billion in 2025. And I love diving into this because there's a lot of ways you can interpret that number, right? Now you might say, like, even though this country is, experiencing financial hardships, a lot of people are, why are we spending more? Okay, well, you might think, anecdotally, people will still shell out for mama, right? But there's also something more here that's a good so what for us, which is that Mother's Day marketing and storytelling is so powerful and compelling because you're really unlocking a memory architecture of sorts, right? Like, this is not just advertising for advertising's sake. Mother's Day marketing is really impactful because it's tugging on those heartstrings. So I'm excited to see what other campaigns, I've seen a few floating around, like the Christian McCaffrey one that we saw last week, but I'm curious what other campaigns knock it out of the park and what brands really walk away from a big revenue weekend. So,
well, I love this because
You're a mom?
Well, yes, because I'm a mom of 3, and also because we need to celebrate all those wonderful mothers out there. So yay to all those wonderful humans shopping for your moms, men, women, etc., your wives. My last edit is in sports again, and I just have to acknowledge the fact that the NFL draft was something to see. It was a lot of surprises that had unfolded. There was the Steelers getting stolen from by the Eagles, and the Eagles had picked up Lemon, so that was a shocker. That was a little plot twist. The Rams had surprise picks, and I will say Fernando Mendoza, as we had predicted on the show, was actually the first round pick, and that wasn't a surprise for the Raiders. And I'm excited to see what comes of all of this for the upcoming season.
It was an exciting draft. And did you see that sweet moment with Mendoza's father and mother?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So many emotional moments watching the draft. So.
Yeah, which is one of the many reasons to watch it. I think we forget that these are really young guys. So it's really sweet to see their lives change, in a moment. Or in 8 minutes if you're in round 1.
Yes, in 8 minutes, not 10 anymore, guys.
Exactly. My last edit, which will fold into a little bit of a deeper dive today, is going to be in media, which is a huge headline with Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift filed trademarks for voice and image amid concern over AI misuse. She's seemingly following a similar blueprint as Matthew McConaughey when he trademarked his classic, all right, all right, all right. So she's actually plucked certain phrases in her voice that she's trademarking. And I think this is setting the stage for a huge moment in time. I mean, you can probably put 2 and 2 together. When Taylor Swift does something like this, the rest often follow suit. But there's so much more to unpack here because this might just not impact musicians. Like, what are your thoughts about this, Kimberly? I mean, this could impact creators of all kinds, right?
Absolutely. My so what takeaway from this could be a huge trend that is explosive. It's definitely something I'm going to be calling my trademark attorney about, specifically for creators out there that are concerned about AI bots or whoever kind of stealing their own voice. And especially as creators are continuously putting themselves out there, is this something we need to be doing for ourselves just as commonplace creators? Or is it really just for the Taylor Swifts of the world?
Yeah, I don't know. My guess is that on some level, this is going to trickle down to the average creator, so to speak. And I think it could just be one of those things moving forward that it's something you have to button up when you put together a business. I mean, as humanity has progressed, there's been certain things that we didn't know to protect legally or to create a moat around until it happened. So I'm an optimist when it comes to AI always. I'm not super cynic. And I think that this is just going to become a new way for people to protect themselves. I'm not worried about right now. My hot take, I guess, is that I am not worried about a bunch of fake Taylor Swifts ruining her career and reputation and legacy. I think that we will find a way to navigate this.
For today's deep dive, okay, guys, Oprah Winfrey. She just signed a comprehensive multi-year deal with Amazon, giving Wondery, who Amazon owns the Wondery network, for those of you that don't know that, huge podcast network, giving Wondery exclusive video and audio distribution and ad sales rights to the Oprah podcast across all channels, plus rights to Oprah's book club, Oprah's Favorite Things, and the full 25-season archive of the Oprah Winfrey Show.
There's a lot to unpack there in between all of the commas. I mean, her book club alone, that is massive.
Massive. This is massive. So the podcast will expand to 2 new episodes per week starting this summer, guys. Available across Prime Video, Amazon Music, Fire TV channels, and Audible, while still streaming on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. This is not an exclusivity play. This is a distribution and monetization of her empire play. We really are intrigued by this, right? Because Oprah, frankly, doesn't need this. She does not need this deal. She does not need the fame. She does not need the money. So what? we believe this is about her impact. That's one big thing for her personally. This is about her continuing the legacy and making sure it's not just dead, that she already kind of was there, has been there, done that. No, she wants to make her own footprint in today's new world. And this game is different. This is very different than what she built her empire on. And so the fact that she is getting off her couch or, out of her wonderful spot in Montecito to step back in and basically come back to work in such a big way is very telling. What do you make of that?
Well, what I'm thinking right now is if I were Oprah sitting in my beautiful Montecito estate and I keep hearing, is Alex Cooper the new Oprah Winfrey? Is Joe Rogan the new Oprah Winfrey? Is Kylie Kelsey the new Oprah Winfrey? I'd be like, I'm Oprah Winfrey. Like I laid the map. Like I set the tone for really high profile celebrity interviews. Like, why are these little podcasters doing what I did originally? I would be like, no, I'm going to step in and show them how it's done respectfully, because she's a respectful woman.
Yes, she is.
I'm personally really excited. I grew up watching Oprah every day after school with my mom. So I really don't think there's been an interviewer, obviously besides like Barbara Walters, there's no interviewer quite like Oprah Winfrey. And I think she's going to bring in a whole new wave of legitimacy to digital media.
I agree completely. The other 2 points I want to make is that Wondery is already the home to Travis and Jason Kelsey's New Heights, LeBron James and JJ Redick's Mind the Game, and Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert. And now this is the most trusted name in media joining that roster. The other deeper, interesting question and something to watch is if Oprah's book club recommendation is now living inside of Amazon's shopping ecosystem, is she just a media personality, or is she also an e-commerce engine?
Well, she didn't partner with Netflix. She partnered with a retailer.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So this is a very fascinating play of D to C, direct to consumer, and again, feeding into this idea of e-commerce and live shopping. I'm sure will come into play. That's a prediction of mine. Hot take on that. I think if we see Oprah doing some live shopping, I would not be surprised. So I'm going to call that and claim that.
I would love to see Oprah a la QVC.
A la TikTok shop.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how it's going to unfold, but I would not be surprised if we see some live shopping.
One thing's for sure, it's a huge win for Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
Let's get into our final cut.
Lots of exciting things to track in this upcoming week. We're going to see what the critical reception is to The Devil Wears Prada 2. And if you're listening to this on time, the Met Gala is tonight. So what are the big moments from the Met Gala? This is such an exciting dress code this year and theme. So who, exceeds expectations and who maybe wears something weird? I just love to watch it all. And then, of course, we want to track all the standout Mother's Day campaigns. And if you're a mother like you, Kimberly, happy Mother's Day this weekend.
Thank you so much. And quick question. Who are you the most excited to see? I will tell you mine, but I want you to go first.
Oh, definitely Beyonce. I mean, I know I already said that, but she doesn't always go. So I want to see what she wears. I don't know if Rihanna's attending, but she's a big one too. And then Zendaya.
Yeah, I would say Beyonce is my top. So we can't wait to see what happens tonight at the Met.
Yeah, I guess until then, we should just stay informed,
stay influential, and stay iconic. That's your iconic edit for today. For premium insights, exclusive invites, and behind-the-scenes access to everything we're building, join our newsletter at iconicnationmedia.com. Follow us on social at Iconic Nation Media. And if you loved this episode, please rate, review, and drop us a comment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. We appreciate you being a part of the Iconic community.